Hi, ladies. I just wanted to say, thank you so much for being here, Kate and Brittany. You know, I think that, a group counseling session is a great way to, just understand a little bit more about yourselves and to get some insight. So why don't you both start off by just telling myself and, the other individual, why you're here.
Okay. Well, my name's Kate. I am a new freshman at college right now. I was homeschooled pretty much most of my life. I think I started in 3rd grade and went all through high school. And I did really well. I really liked school, kind of was involved in everything I could be involved in. Now I'm in college, and it's been kind of an adjustment, just having to do the work on my own and not having, my mom and teacher there to kind of keep me in line.
Right.
And then just the stereotypes of people, of homeschoolers, is just kind of annoying. Because everyone thinks they know who I am because I'm a homeschooler.
Okay.
So, I just kind of dealing with the transition of college.
Mm-hmm.
I just was feeling a little bit lost, so I thought I'd come here to this group and see what everyone else is dealing with.
Okay. Brittany?
Yeah, well, I'm Brittany. I also am a freshman at a university. But, something that really sets me apart from the majority of the student body is that I am a young mom. I have a 1-year-old baby at home, and I'm married. So, for me, it's like I'm juggling these two kind of extreme roles. Like, I'm a student that I want to do really well. I want to be a very well-rounded student, and I want to be involved in college. I don't want to just go to class and get good grades and then come home. But I also want to be there for my baby and my husband, and I want to be a really good mom. So that's been tough, and like Kate, I struggle with some stereotypes too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm 18, and so I'm still a teenager. Technically, even though I'm an older teenager, and like the show Teen Mom and everything, and I just feel like people look at me like I'm one of, those teen moms.
Okay.
Kind of. So it's like a little bit of everything. I'm just feeling very overwhelmed and.
Got it. Well, for you, Brittany, I know that, the television show Teen Moms is something that, a lot of people do talk about. It's a pretty popular show, especially with the younger crowd. So, in dealing with these stereotypes and these assumptions that essentially are being put on you, how are some ways that you're able to, cope with just the stereotypes and those expectations?
Well, if I get the opportunity to in like a class or conversation, I'll make it a point to say that, that I am different from the teen moms that they televise, and that, the father, who's my husband, is very involved, and it's just, I'm just trying to do both. I just kind of started young. I got married and had a baby young.
Right.
Younger than most. I try to get that across.
Okay.
But I still feel like people are kind of questioning
it's like
that.
they have their own preconceived notions of what we're supposed to be like, and they kind of try and force us into that, right?
Yeah, totally. Or they're like, oh, well, I know it's just a cover-up. Like, they think I'm covering up, I almost feel.
Okay. So they think you're covering up, maybe what they're...
Like a promiscuous background or something, or like...
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Got it.
I don't know, I just feel like they're judging me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand. And, Kate, I know, as you were saying earlier, you face a stereotype as well.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you kind of hear about homeschool kids, and some things that maybe you feel a little uneasy moving forward?
Well, it's like they think we have no social skills. I mean, just because I was homeschooled doesn't mean I didn't talk to people.
Right.
And so people they think
talk to books.
Yeah, they just think I don't know how to interact with people or be in public, or I've never been to a party, or, done anything like that. And, I mean, I'm just normal. I just went to school at home.
Okay.
But yeah, they try and make me into this, like, quiet, nerdy, bookish, only like school, and, can only talk to books type person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like I'm always having to, like, fight it or, like, tell people, like, no, I'm not like that. I'm a normal kid.
Right, yeah.
Right. Just normal, but went through a few different situations,
Right.
similar to yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So let's say, you guys had a family member or a friend who was going through your situation. Kate, you're moving off to college now, so you're kind of dealing with that, and Brittany, you're dealing with, people's opinions of your life. If you had a friend come to you and kind of tell you about these things, what would be some advice that you would give them to help them to overcome that?
That's a good question.
I guess maybe just try and see if are people really saying that, or are you like imagining they're saying that, and try and just kind of help them see if it's reality or something they're kind of like projecting, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe.
Brittany?
For me, I don't know. I think I would just try to like encourage them to be themselves and not necessarily listen to what other people have to say, because someone's always going to have an opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too.
You know.
You can't act like someone just because you worry about what someone else will say. It'd be exhausting.
Yeah, because I mean, I go through that. I experience that, and it is exhausting.
I can definitely understand how exhausting it can be. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone thinks that their voice should be heard at all times.
Right.
But then, Kate, you made a good point as well. Sometimes maybe we can imagine people might say things, or just imagine that, oh my gosh, they look to be a certain way, or X, Y, Z, and then we might go to the extreme of the situation. So as far as just dealing with the, with the assumptions of others, what was a recent situation that either of you may have went through where you thought, man, I really don't like when someone talks to me that way, or someone judges me in that way? You can take a minute to think about it.
Okay. Okay, so for instance, for me, I was in one of my classes, and when school first starts, they make you introduce yourself to everybody and say something about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if I don't mention my baby, then it's like, I feel bad, like, he doesn't exist or something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I said, I have a 1-year-old, blah, blah, blah. And I'm pretty sure I saw two girls roll their eyes and kind of snicker. And I just felt like they were judging me.
Mm.
And I got really embarrassed and just kind of like cut my little spiel short and sat back down.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine was, I think it was like last Friday night or something. I had a big paper the next week, so I went to the library. It was like a Friday night, so I know super lame. But I had my backpack, and I went to the library to get my paper done. And one of the people in one of my classes was like, oh, I can tell you're homeschooled. Who else goes to the library on a Friday night? And it was like...
Interesting. You never really hear about those type of stories. So, ladies, I definitely understand, where you guys are coming from as far as, Brittany with the two girls kind of snickering, as you were talking about your family, and Kate, a direct comment, in a way, a direct attack on, your life up until this point. And so, what I would like to just propose to you ladies is, doing a little bit of homework in this coming week, just to prepare for our next counseling session. So what I was thinking is that, every time that, as you're going through your week, every time that you are faced with either like a comment or someone saying something, maybe someone giving a look or something of that nature, that you kind of write down, for one, how it makes you feel when they say something, directed towards you and your family, and, you and being a former, homeschooled, someone who's formerly homeschooled. And, I'd like for you guys to also just be aware of your body reactions. So, whether it be, if you kind of feel a little shaky or feel a little angry about something, a comment set. So with that homework assignment, you know, what are your opinions on that?
So you want us to write it down each time it's either direct or indirect? Like, what if I think that I saw someone, roll their eyes, for instance? Should I write that down?
Okay. I definitely want you to write it down. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I definitely want you to write it down, and what I'd like for you to do is to, on one sheet of paper, just kind of fold the paper in half, and then, on one side you could write the direct comments or either body reactions from other people, and then the indirect comments and or body reactions.
Okay.
And then on the back of the paper, just write out your thoughts and body reactions that you have to what the people say or do.
Okay, so kind of like how we're feeling in that moment?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And, as the days go by, at the end of each day, I want you to review that piece of paper just to see, maybe if there is a trend.
Okay.
Maybe it's one or two particular two particular people that may be doing this, or maybe it's a place. And then when you guys come back next week, we can go over those pieces of paper and try to make some sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you guys can get some healthy tools to kind of deal with that, especially with the direct things that are said or done to you guys.
Okay, so take note of all my reactions
Mm-hmm.
with the vibe.
Right. What do you guys think about doing that homework assignment?
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll be doing that.
Okay. Very good.
I think it'll help slow down the process of thinking things through, which will be nice.
And, I know that people kind of get, they don't, maybe not like homework. You might, want to do this on a Friday night. But I think that it's good to just be aware of some of the automatic thoughts that kind of come into play when someone says something to you. Just to be aware of, maybe if you're having some feelings of inadequacy or, maybe some sadness or anything of that nature. Just to be aware of that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I like that.
Yeah. I think that'll be good because it'll kind of make it a little more concrete for us.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. But
It does, and I think that's a great way to be a great insightful comment because when you are more aware of what's going on around you and how it affects you, it helps you to be more concrete with your thoughts and just a little bit more healthy. So other people saying something to you might not affect you so negatively.
Right.
So I
It's more
know
realistic.
why I feel that way when they say stuff.
Exactly. So a lot of times when people say things, it might not have to do directly with you.
Yeah, and I guess we might blow it up in our heads too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, saying that knowing that you might think you do that, doing this homework assignment will definitely help you to see where
Yeah.
it may come from and
Okay.
how you can slow it down.
Right.
All right, do you guys have any other questions for me?
No, that sounds great. Easy enough, it seems. We'll just write it all out.
We'll just start writing this week and then we'll take it from there in the next section.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you for meeting with me, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great day.